Welcome to Home Service Happy Hour, brought to you by Service Monster. Fred, you've coached a bunch of businesses, so I think you'll probably have some perspective on this one. Elvin wants to know, at what point should I start thinking of hiring a bookkeeper? Here's my perspective, and I'm biased, but I also like see a lot of it, and I see when people try to hire me that don't really need me. And so I would say, and two, I've had people hire my service before they even started their business. We have a client right now that is making all the investments to get everything tooled. He hasn't sold an ounce of revenue yet. So part of it is where you want to go and how fast you want to go there, and like the pieces of the puzzle that you want to have ready to go. But to me, I think like the catalyst where most people say, oh shit, I really need to know my numbers, is when they hire their first employee. And it tends to be around 100,000 to 200,000 of revenue, which is, it's industry specific. But somewhere in that range, all of a sudden looking at your bank account isn't quite enough to know if you're making good decisions. Like your gut is pretty good and you can run a business up until that point and you see everything. And if a dollar gets earned or gets spent, it's you. So you know it. And you might not have a full-blown P&L and everything like that, but you have your hands on everything. You have a pulse on everything. You kind of know in the back of your mind what's going on. The minute you start hiring employees and that you have infrastructure decisions and you have more marketing decisions and you need to know what it costs you to recruit that person, and should you go do it again, or should you hire an admin person, or do you need a technician? And then how much is that rig going to cost, and what percent is fuel going to cost you? And what are you trying to get your cost of goods sold to? Because now you're not the labor, somebody else the labor. Like now the decisions start piling up really fast. And when you're running a small business, like it doesn't matter if you're pressure washing or window cleaning or landscaping or picking up dog poop, you're just in the business of making decisions. And every decision, whether it's a recruiting one, an employee engagement one, a marketing one, a pay structure one, it's just math. It's just a math decision. And so once the decisions start piling up, bookkeeping, that's what it's for. What do you think, Fred?
Yeah, that's spot on. Especially knowing like if it's your strength or not, like you said, some people are actually good at it and that's a strength, but you need to know your numbers once you start having employees and you got to make these decisions. And your gut's going to get you there, like you said, like 90% of the way. But that last 10%, you have to dial it in and know, okay, this is what we're looking at and this is how it's going to affect the bottom line. And does it make sense? And having your books in order is super important to do that. So yeah, I agree with the threshold and everything else you said.
Hey, home service heroes, thank you guys so much for tuning into our home service happy hour content today. I sure hope you learned a little something, and I sure as heck hope that it was entertaining. If you did find it fun and entertaining, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more cool, fun, entertaining business content. And speaking of which, stay tuned. There's a little more here and a little more right here. Check it out.